Sicily, Lindsay asked me to do regional description, so I decided to collect all the Sicilian wines. So some of them are part of Wine Club 1, some of them are part of Wine Club 2. The reason why I'm not separating them is because I would like to give you also an idea on the regional wines, the wines from a regional perspective, but also because I would like you to promote the idea of be part of both of the wine clubs. Sicily is a beautiful, beautiful, complex, incredible region. When it comes to complexity, I mean all is related with a region that is literally in the center of Mediterranean and has been influenced by a lot of different cultures. Northern African culture, German and Swedish culture, Spanish culture, Naples culture, and so you have this mixture, and especially Greek, ancient Greek and Roman culture. You from an archaeological point of view, if you stay, if you know how to read signs, you will immediately see the difference between Catania and Syracuse on the east coast and Palermo on the west coast. While Palermo is more influenced by the Byzantine culture and the Arabian culture, the east coast is more influenced by the ancient Greek ones, and then you go to Agrigento where the two things are mixed together. In this specific case, we're going to talk about the east part of Sicily. We're going to probably select some Western Sicilian wines in the future. I need to go there, like in the area of Marsala. Here we mainly talk about Etna and the southern part of Syracuse, which is the area of Noto and Pachino. One is our friend Pierpaolo Messina. Pierpaolo Messina, like Alice Bonaccorsi, I consider them kind of brotherish and sisterish approach because we somehow started together. We've been growing together during the last 10, 15 years. I think 15 years ago, more or less. I think Alice started, Alice started slightly before. But the concept, the idea that somehow those wineries has been growing with us and we supported each other a lot. With Pierpaolo, I consider this guy kind of a genius. Every project he's doing, I'm following it. And we are doing these big jars. I don't know if you've been in New York or here in Rimessa. Now we have this big jar of Soleggiato. It's a wine that comes from a grape variety called Muscadet that has been staying under the sun in this big glass bubble things and for jars for more than 40 days. Is an incredible oxidated wine. But also what I love about this one here that actually has our label, and Daniela Pareschi, and she's drawing them. They are actually Lenzalunga and Conca, which are a single cru vineyard. I remember, he denies that I was the one that suggested Pierpaolo to do single vineyard wines from his Nero d'Avola. It was like something like 10 years ago, probably even more, like 12 years ago. And so because he had this wine that used to be called Rosso di Contrada, he still make it. But then it was clear that on the higher part of the hill, we're not so far from Pachino there and Noto, there were different soils. And so I asked him, why don't you separate the cru so you make it different? So he created for us 4 different labels that come from 4 different crus. So the idea will be to taste these two one beside the other because it's the same vintage, the same grape variety, the same hill, but a slightly hint of difference. That which is one of the biggest thing about wine tasting is about training your palate to differences. And on the other side, we have an incredible selection of Sicilian wines. Ideal would be to have these 3 wines all together because we start with All'Antica. All'Antica is a traditional rosé type of wine that probably Etna wines used to be like this once upon a time before they became a slightly more darker, deeper, heavier type of wine. And this is also part of our wine vineyard project. You know that we have a wine project. It means that we create private labels and private wines. This is actually even going further because I told the story a lot of times. I was in Sicily a couple of years ago, and there was Giuseppe and Valeria. This is actually where it comes our favorite wines. And I said, I'm sorry, but next year we cannot give it your wine anymore because my uncle decided to sell the vineyard. And so I said, okay, I'll buy it. And then I called my business partner and says, yeah, I'm buying a vineyard in Sicily, in Etna. What the fuck you're talking about? We have no money. Because all our money was invested in the New York project. But then we made it, and so we're talking about the little house surrounded by olive trees and less than 2 acres of vines. Incredible vines that are almost 90, 100 years old, facing the volcano. Like it's like the Garden of Eden. Is an incredible place. This place produced the best wild strawberries in the world. And after that, I actually told the story to some friends, and they wanted to invest, New Yorkers, of course. And we raised up more than $1 million in a week, just making a couple of phone calls. And I stopped actually then, because a lot of other people are asking to invest, because the idea that we save bites of land, we give it back to the winemaker, so we guarantee a quality wine, and on the same time, it's a good thing for the investor, it's a good thing for us, it's a good thing for you, it's a good thing for the environment and actually preserving cultural biodiversity, and for the winemaker. So, I mean, at 52 years old, well, I reached most of the goals I wanted to reach in life. It's actually, to me, it's the moment that I want to more create something valuable that makes sense, that makes me feel that I'm helping not just my family and my friends, but also a community. And the idea that if this vineyard was not destroyed or abandoned is because of us. I love it. The Etna Bianco here from Valcerasa is the quint. To me, this is possibly the best white wine produced in Sicily, one of the best in Italy. This is a wine that can be aged. We are serving now at New York the 2012, so it's a wine that can stay in the bottle for like 10 years with no problem. And this is the quintessential concept of a wine that tastes of smoke, tastes a smoke volcanic soil. And it's incredible. It's nice to compare it with this one here because, the Etna Rosso from Malopasso, our friends from Malopasso, because this is Northern Etna, Southern Etna. Southern Etna is a totally unknown area from a commercial point of view, I would say. And because everyone focus on Passo Pisciaro, on Solicchiata, on other villages on the northern side of the volcano, while in the southern side you have more biodiversity and incredible vineyards are actually a bit more difficult because they're somehow more steep. There are less roads. For some mysterious reasons, it was not as it's not as fancy as the northern part of Etna. I also love to support these guys. Also, they're a beautiful young couple. They are doing an incredible job, and their van was burned 3 times by the mafia because they didn't want to pay the local mafia guys, which is something that is still happening in Sicily. So they are kind of heroes, and so they don't just make an incredible Etna wine that is not as strong, it's slightly lighter, more delicate, more Pinot Noir-ish than the Etna that you find in the northern side. So a beautiful selection of Sicily that I suggest to start with this one here, then go with this two and finish with that one.